So, yeah, honestly, I think I'm just here to talk. You'll just see me playing in the background. And honestly, I really don't care who sees this video. I just don't. I don't really give it much time of day, as that will just put me down more. But honestly, I think that just talking about me as a person is something important to do. Because they always tell us that it's bad to bottle up your problems and your issues and just everything. So, honestly, I think that my biggest issue in life right now is that I just don't find myself being happy with myself. You know? It's kind of how it is. That's my biggest problem. I just don't find myself happy with myself. You ever deal with that where you can't seem to find anything nice about yourself? No matter what you do, you always find something negative. It just doesn't matter what you do. And that's how I am. I've struggled with a lot of depression since I was, what, 14, 15 years old. I won't get into detail about all my personal life, but I don't know. I just think this is probably the right time to just talk about it. As what else do I have to do? What do I have to lose? So, yeah, basically, I kind of just, to put it simply, I feel alone. You know that because there's a difference between feeling alone and being alone. Because most of the time, I don't think I am alone. I just feel alone, and it's hard to explain how much different that is. It it really sucks. It really does. I don't know. It's just it really does. And I've had my fair share of problems throughout my life, but nothing compares to when you just feel like you would be better dead. Like it just I just can't I don't know how to explain just what it feels like. It's like you think about, oh, it just doesn't matter, your life doesn't matter, and it's not fun. It really isn't. It's pretty much a silent thing where I just feel like I would be better off dead, you know, and life just doesn't feel fun. Sure, I love this world and I'm a very faithful person. I believe in God, but to be honest, sometimes I've said to myself, the only reason I'm not going to kill myself is because it's a sin. It's a sin. And I know it's wrong, but it just, I can't ever find myself happy with myself. If somebody compliments me or if somebody, tells me I did something good, sure, that's nice and all. But it doesn't really do a lot because maybe I will be thankful on the outside, but on the inside, well, I refuse to take it because I don't think I'm good enough for it. And yeah, that's how it's always been. And, I don't really talk a lot about my problems. If anybody here is watching this video that has encountered me in real life or asked me the common question, hey, are you okay? I've probably answered with, yeah, I'm fine, but notice that I'll always be surprised. It's genuinely because I don't expect people to go out of their way to ask me how I'm feeling. Yes, it's a human thing to do that, but at heart, know that people tend to care more about themselves than they care about others, and I've done that too. So I'm not going to be making this about how, like, oh, these people are bad and blah, blah, blah. It's not about that. It's just that I lie a lot. And I shouldn't, but I do. And when it comes down to it, I tend to lie about it. I don't tell the truth. And when people ask me if I'm doing okay, I will most of the time say yeah. But that's not true at all. Inside, I'm miserable, I'm unhappy, and usually I'm not proud of my accomplishments. And it's a hard thing. And I don't my real biggest way of coping is playing Minecraft, playing this game. It's fun, as you could probably tell. I like it, but it doesn't make my problems go away. I know that. It just temporarily makes me think of something important. It makes me feel like I'm doing something productive, even if it's not real life. It's a game, but it feels fun. It makes me feel happy, and actually, genuine happiness coming from me, that's extremely rare for me nowadays. I have very low self-esteem, and yeah, I feel very disorganized with myself and just my physical things and myself as a person. And when it comes to my appearance, I'm very hateful about myself. If any of you watching this have ever encountered me being rude to you, I'm not trying to, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really nothing in comparison to how I've been to myself. I am very mean to myself, and I constantly criticize myself. And I feel like if I talk too much, talk less. If I talk too little, well, I don't know. I don't really seem to care about that. Sometimes I get bored, but at the same time, I don't know. I can't find, what I'm trying to say is that I can't find something about myself that I like to be proud of or happy about. I I mean, I feel fat, I feel ashamed of myself. I don't like who I am. I would want to be anybody but myself. It's sad, but it's my truth. It really is. And I try to pray to God. I try to talk, but sometimes it just is so hard. And I know deep down that the devil likes to do this to me, but it's just honest. If anybody actually did watch this video, I would be kind of surprised, but I'm sure that some people would actually watch it. I just don't know. You know, my thing is that, I look at the people around me. I look at them, and I think, why can't I just be like them? Why can't I have what they have? Why do I have to be so miserable and alone? You know what I mean? I feel like I always am the one who suffers alone, and I honestly, quite frankly, feel like people just treat me as if I'm just this person in the background, and I really kind of see that. I do kind of feel like the person in the background. I listen to so many conversations, and deep down, I think about how, people get to have fun, people enjoy being with each other, people have these deep connections. And sure, maybe I try to have that, but deep down, I don't really have a lot of that. I mean, the only reason I've been a little bit more social is more because I have to, not really because I want to. Sure, I would love to make connection with other people, but sometimes I just don't see that happening because all I see around me is people in friend groups, people all connected. And I think, how could I ever be part of that? How would I be part of something when everybody else is the way they are? Not to mention that my appearance constantly gets in the way of that for me. As I think, oh, well, I'm too ugly for that, or, oh, I don't look good enough, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not good enough. I just, the kind of thoughts that they really get to your head and they can really bring your mood down. And they do, constantly. I mean, I've been diagnosed with real depression. I have depression. I literally take antidepressants for it. And it helps, but it doesn't take away from how I really feel. It's just, it's hard. It really is. It's not fun. And, there's probably going to be some people who watch this and think that I just do this for attention, or I just do this because I want to make people feel bad or guilty me, or I want to become, I don't even know. You can think that if you want. I can't make people believe what I say. But the real honest truth is it's not true. I just am doing this because I feel like, what else do I have to do? Nothing better to do, so might as well actually do something like that. So, yeah. There's a lot of people around me. There really is. I mean, the only really good friend I have, someone that I've known for 5 years. I won't mention his name to keep his identity private, but just in general, really haven't had really any good friends in a long time. One of my old friends, I haven't seen her in 6 years, maybe. I don't even know. So, what I'm trying to say is that while I technically couldn't be classified as actually alone because of people all around me, it's the concept that I feel alone. And depression does that to you. And it makes you feel alone. And what it does to me is that it makes me feel like, well, I'd be better off dead. Who would care? And sometimes I still think that right now sometimes. I think about how if I was dead, I think about, oh, well, how long would it take for people to actually move on? How long would it take for people to actually care? Would they only care once I was dead? Or would people just move on, act like it never happened? And that's what I deal with a lot, is that I always imagine this. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little thing. I've always imagined the scenario where I did kill myself. I ended my life. And I always thought, I wouldn't know this, but I couldn't know if this was actually true or not, but I've always thought about people not caring, people moving on, like my family, friends, or anybody around me at school, maybe. If you're at school, yeah, you people, yeah. I've always thought of it as, if I was dead, wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter. And I know I'm not the only person in the world who deals with depression or suffers from certain things. I'm sure that any of you watching, I'm sure you deal with your own things. I know I'm not alone and people love me. And I'm sure that there's people around me, even you people at school. I'm sure some of you really do care. I'm too blinded by my own depression to see it. And it sucks. It really does. And I'm sorry for I apologize to the people who have had the real interactions with me where I've snapped at you, I've been mean, I've been cold, I've been rude. I'm sorry for that. And it doesn't excuse it. And I'm not trying to act like my depression is just an excuse to be a mean, terrible person. But sometimes I'm so caught up in hating myself that when I am with other people, I take it out on them. I take my own hatred out on other people because it's already there for myself. So, yeah, that's a thing. It is. And I don't really know what to say. And I just needed to say this. I needed to be honest. I'm not sure if anyone will see this. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to just share this all over the thing. This is only going to go on my YouTube channel. This is only going to go on my YouTube channel. And I have a fair share of people that subscribe to me that know me as a real person. And if you know me as a real person, then maybe just watch this video through. I don't know. I can't make anybody do anything. I can't make you love God. I can't make you believe anything. I know God loves me. I know that there's people around me that love me. But when you feel alone, unfortunately, to you, none of that matters. That's not enough. And it sucks. It really does. And yeah, that's how it is. This video is going to be completely unedited. Not going out of my way to edit this video. I'm simply telling my truth here. And going more into depth about me, when it comes to, well, let's talk about my love life for a second. Love life. Oh. Well, let's talk more about the lack of it. Now, the thing about it is that I know some of you are going to be like, well, yeah, like sometimes, doesn't come in your adolescence. But you have to understand that when you're surrounded by people, surrounded by couples, surrounded by people who seem to really love each other, who seem to be friends, who have connections, romance, for example, it hurts me, not because I'm angry or envious, but because I don't personally have it, and I already don't like myself, and I see it as, well, they have it, and I don't, but I shouldn't get jealous because who am I to do that? And so it's a constant circle of thoughts of, I admittedly sometimes get a little jealous, but I don't really do anything. I don't say anything. I'm quiet. Jealousy, I suffer from it. I suffer from jealousy, but it's like a depressive jealousy where you don't want the exact things that people want, but you want to feel the way other people can feel. The happiness, being loved, the care, having fun with people. And I just don't feel that sometimes. Sometimes I don't go out of my way. Honestly, if I'll be honest, sometimes for anybody who's not in real life, one of the biggest reasons I don't talk to people is because I don't like myself anyway in the first place, so I'm not willing to go and socialize myself with you people. And yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. And boys, girls, it doesn't really matter. There is a difference, though. There is a difference. With boys, it's boys. They're loud, obnoxious, tend to be goofing around. And yeah, I've had my moments. Don't worry, I'm a boy. Done it in my life. But with girls, it's different. Girls tend to be more neat, more organized, and whatever. But the thing about it is that with girls, I've never dated. Honestly, I mean, if nobody knew that, yeah, I've never dated. And I'm not saying that, oh, poor me, all I care about in life is dating. No, I don't think it's just about dating. I think it's about wanting to actually be cared about by other people other than my family. Because for some reason I have it in this struck-in belief that if people other than my family care about me, that it will just hit differently. It'll be different. Because they're not the people, because sometimes I feel like people in my family are more obligated to have to show love and affection and care. But with other people, when they go out of the way to do it, it's different. It feels like to me, it's more of they're doing it because they want to do it, not because they kind of are obligated to do it. I can't tell you if this is correct. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that I remember when I was younger, and I would sometimes see, let's go back to middle school, when I was like younger, and I would see people dating, and I used to talk to my mom and tell her and ask her, like, Mom, like, when should I date now, or should I try to date, or, is it good for me right now? And, she'd always tell me that, like, while I could if I wanted to, she believes that I should wait until high school. Well, funny story, I am in high school, sophomore year to be specific, and I still haven't dated, and I feel obligated to, but at the same time, I have depression, so that gets in the way. I have low self-esteem, and that also gets in the way. So I hope that you're understanding my story, what it's like for me. It's not fun. I'm not the only person in the world who suffers. Oh, no, 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 I'm not. But at the end of the day, I have my own problems. And I'm sure that some people watching this are going to think I'm an annoying person. And I'm sorry if what I've done is annoying. I'm sorry if I've given off the vibe that I'm just an annoying person, obnoxious. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did to you to upset you. I'm sure I did something stupid and pathetic. And I'm sorry. And I don't know. Maybe I'm ranting. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe I shouldn't make this video at all. I don't know. I'm doing what my heart tells me to do. And it's doing this. I'm not perfect. I'm just trying. And I want you people to understand. Whether you be somebody I know at school, whether you just be a random person online, you know? Whether it be somebody I won't mention that makes me really feel bad about myself, or whether it be somebody who makes me feel really good about myself, who I relate to, who actually seems to be very similar to me. You, I will not mention either. I'm not going to tell you these people's names. There's people that I care about, that I feel like are similar to me, that deal with problems that might be similar to mine and different at the same time. I won't mention you people because I'm not going to expose your identity online, as and that's decency. I'm having human decency and not doing that. Whether it be somebody I've talked to on Snapchat, whether it be somebody I've talked to on messages, whether you be my friend of 5 years, whether you be somebody I've only recently connected with on Snapchat, I won't talk about you people. Yeah, overall, I won't talk about your identity. Nobody's going to know who you are. Okay? But at heart, I thank the people who actually care. Because I'm sure that there's some people watching this that actually do care about me and love me, care about me, and want the best for me. But I also know that there's going to be some people who may not want that. There's a specific person that I won't mention. I'm never going to name names, okay? I will never name names. That I know at school that makes me feel terrible about myself. That definitely that has somewhat to some degree influenced my belief that I would be better off dead. They made it worse. I won't name who you are. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to name anybody. And if anybody watches this video who knows me at school, I most likely won't be telling you that person. And if you are that person, I just want you to know I still forgive you. Even if you made me feel terrible. Even if you're a mean person. Even if you've hurt me. I forgive you. Because I'm sure you deal with your own problems that makes you do things and hurt others unintentionally. I feel like you probably didn't mean to, but at the same time, you have to understand it. I have feelings. I'm a human being. I have feelings. I'm a boy. Yeah, there's a stereotype that boys are supposed to be emotionless. But no, that's not really how it works. I have feelings too. And I just want people to understand that. I want people to understand how I am. That while maybe I look like I'm fine on the surface, that is far from the truth. I suffer from a lot of issues. I have ADHD. I feel ashamed of that, even though I might not have to. I don't know. But just remember that I'm here. And I could not be here forever. I'm not perfect. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm not warning anybody that I'm going to die. But I'm just trying to tell people that I'm trying to tell people who I am, my story. I don't know if you liked this video. I don't know if anybody's actually going to watch this point, so maybe you won't even be listening to this. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I hope that somebody can watch this and get something out of this. I hope somebody can understand that maybe I look fine on the surface. Maybe I just look grumpy. Maybe I look tired. Maybe I'm just not. Maybe I look annoying to you. Maybe I'm this or that or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, I hope you understand. I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking for pity here. That might make it worse, actually. But just remember, I'm a human being. I exist around you. I know I might not be the greatest person, and I'm sure there's some people here who do not like me, and that's okay. But at heart, just remember I exist. So, yeah. With that, I think I'll conclude this and tell people that I hope they have a good night. Yes, I hope all of you have a good night. I'm not sure who will be watching this, when. I'm not even sure this video will get a lot of views, but at heart, remember I love people. I love all of you. And while I can't always show it, I care about a lot of you. I'm not going to name names. I will not name names. That is personal. I do not talk about personal info right like that anymore. If I did in the past, I'm sorry. If I mentioned your identity online, if I ever did, I am deeply sorry for that. I I am strong in my belief that I have not done that overly bad much recently. And I'm going to say that. With that, with further ado, I think I'll conclude this video here. I might make another video soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. I don't know. But if you know me, if you know me, you don't really know me. So maybe you should actually go out of your way to know me. I know that there's a lot of people, important people in your life, but remember there's me too. I may not be perfect, but I'm still here. I'm human, just like all of you. So, yeah, with that, have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.